Hello, Renee Flamand here. One of the things that makes it so difficult for us to leave the narcissist is, or any breakup, really, I think this would be applicable, is you put in so much work and you just think you're putting in work, and you're hoping and hoping and hoping. So at some point, if you do leave, it's leaving all of the work you did somewhere on the table with the relationship. And you think, God, I've done so much work already. I'm just going to have to go out and meet somebody else. I'm just going to go and have to do all this again. And no two people are perfect. And everybody has to get along. And the only thing is with a narcissist, you're putting in work and waiting for them to change. And of course, we know the research shows they will not. Now, do some people last years and years and years with a narcissist and they make it work to the point that they stay? Sure, it happens all the time, all over the world. Absolutely. But if you're feeling like, ugh, that's the reason you're staying, that needs to be addressed. Because there's a couple of things going on, right? I put so much into it. It's all for nothing. Like I'm not gonna win this. I'm not gonna win this. Right? And if you're a competitive person, which I'm not, so that wasn't a concern of mine. But if you are a competitive person, that can be a real thing. You've given it your all, everything. So there's two things here, right? So how do I get away? I did all this work and I'm gonna lose? Okay, so two things. The work and the loss. They're two different topics, right? The amount of work and the things you did and the things you tolerated and staying during and despite all of what happened to you, the reason that you did all that, the reason for the work, maybe you don't land with your narcissist, but guess what? It proves that you're a warrior. And that's got to mean something to you. It's gotta mean something to you. I mean, I feel like I fought to the death for us. Like I gave it everything, everything. I left nothing undone, nothing tried, nothing untried, nothing unsaid. And I feel good about that. I gave it everything. Everything. Now, you might say, well, don't we want to leave before we give them everything? I didn't say I give it much. There's still left for me, and there's still stuff left for you inside. We creatures are amazing human beings, and don't feel depleted. I got nothing left for anybody. Oh, yes you do. Yes you do. We're human beings. You're very resilient. You have a lot of strength in you. You have a lot of fortitude in you, which has been proven because you're a warrior. That's what you have to be when you're in these kinds of relationships. You're trying to help them. You're trying to guide them. You're trying to help yourself. You're easing relations between them and other people because they can sometimes have this sporadic, erratic behavior and it makes people uncomfortable and they're acting a certain way. And you've done it for however many years, months, days, week, whatever it is, but you've done it. That automatically qualifies you as being someone who can handle stuff. So you should be proud of that. So you flip it, right, from being mad at yourself. There's no room for that. I mean, there's room for that also, I guess, in a way, at some point in the relationship, you get mad at yourself. Oh, I've been putting up with all this. But let that go. Let that go. Feel that for 1 second. That's it. Because flip it from being mad at yourself to realizing that it also says about you that you can be in something solid and you can be unwaveringly supportive of a relationship and a person who is extremely dysfunctional, albeit that they're dysfunctional, but you can do that. So yes, you did put a lot of work into it. And it may feel right now like, oh my God, I can't handle it anymore. I'm leaving and then I'm going to lose all this time, all this effort, all this energy. It was brought into your life for a reason. look around for the good things that happened to you from this relationship. And I'm proud of the work that I put into it, as a matter of fact. I'm proud that I gave it my all. And did I lose? Now, to get to the second part, I did all this work only to lose. Okay, did you lose if you leave your narcissist? Is it losing? I mean, you really, really need to give that some thought. Because I have to be honest with you. The prize was a person that you don't want anyway. And you might be stuck in it. And I'm sorry if I'm saying that your person's not a prize. But I think that if you're in this channel, that you know that there is some dysfunction and that they may not be the ultimate prize. So, me no longer being with that person, does that mean I lost them? Or first of all, I chose to discard that person. But it can still be painful, even if you're the person that discards, of course, right? Because we think we're going to be with that person. We had plans with these people. We thought it was going to be a future, right? But when I think about all of the things that happened and all of the pain, I don't think it's much of a loss, really. Is it? Really? My God, it isn't. So you have the hard work and, but I'm going to lose. Did you lose? Or did the new supply lose? The person that ends up with them loses. Do you see? They lose. Like, do not ever feel like, he's with her and he's going to do this, or she is going to do the same exact thing to their new supply that they did to you. Even if they marry. Doesn't matter if they marry. They'll go far to make you... They'll marry. Sure, they might. But then that poor woman is their wife. Can you imagine? I might be talking to some wives. And you might be saying, yeah, I can imagine. I've been with them 30 years. It's terrible. But I'm not giving them up now. I've trained them. And I get it. I hear women say that. They're in their 60s. I've trained him for 35 years. You think I'm throwing him back now? I get that. I do. But if you are somebody that has left them, or you're fighting to hang on to them, or you're in the crux, in the middle of that, you're right at the end, I don't want to lose that. Look at it in a different way. You'd be winning some freedom. You'd be clearing a space for something that may not be dysfunctional to come into your life. And then, if something did come into your life that was beautiful and normal, I say normal with quotes because who knows what normal is, but non-narcissistic, I'll take at this point. Am I right? So if you did that and you cleared space and good new energy came into your life in the form of a new person, doesn't that mean you're winning? And I don't even mean against them. But in your own life, that would mean that you're winning. Anyway. So you lost this piece. But was it really a loss? Or was it something that maybe you should have shedded a long time ago? And if you think of it that way, you won't be so mad at yourself. Have pride in how hard you worked. That might have been, I wasn't married to mine. But some of you are married and you've given it your all. And that's something to hold your head high about. My God, of course it is. And you are warriors. So now, when you move on to the next step and you think, oh my God, but all that work and I'm going to lose. Please keep reminding yourself or ask yourself, is it really a loss for you? You might have a family dynamic, businesses. You're like, I can't leave this person. It would be a huge loss. Okay, so continue to stand your ground, stand tall, and do the work. Because you can hold your head high that you're doing it. But if you are somebody that left or they left you, what did you lose? More chances and more opportunity to do all the work yourself. And be carrying someone. I don't want to carry somebody through life. No. Unless it's a friend that needs help or, a loved one or whatever. But I don't want to carry my partner through life. Not at all. So I would give that some thought. And if you're down on yourself because the last step of leaving them makes you think, I just don't want to lose all the work I put in. The work you put in, you take with you as something that shows how strong you are and how much you can do. That might be your gift. But don't think of your narcissist as the ultimate prize to the work. The ultimate prize might be the lesson that you learned while doing the work, the kids you had while living with the work, the business you built, anything, okay? So ease up on yourself if you're angry about, I've done all this work and now I'm going to lose anyway. You've already won because you held your head high, you did the work, you put in the effort, you were a good partner. You've already won by how you behaved. So do not think of it as losing. Please, for the love of Blanche, don't think of it as losing. Please. Okay? So chin up. Chin way up.